Hey there, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. All right, I'm going to wait a moment for everyone to receive the notification that I am live. Looks like here we go. All right, I think I've got it. Hey there, everyone. Laurie here. It is Monday, June 9th, and I am looking forward to connecting with all of you. If you can see me and or hear me, let me know. I did share the Facebook link to the private group, the Astro Lounge, so hopefully you can see me there. Hey there. Into It Art Sparkles. Hello, greetings. Good to see you. So I am live on a few different channels. So I am on the Mystical Moon Instagram page, my YouTube page, the Laurie Baracco Facebook page, and the Mystical Moon Facebook page. So hey there, everyone. If you can see me, hear me, let me know. I see quite a few friends have joined on Instagram. Hi there. Hi, Maggie. Hi there, everyone. This is so awesome. Okay, cool. So looks like all systems are a go right now. And Anne says, I am well, thank you. And she hopes it's sunnier where I am. We did have a sunny day, a cloudy day. Some people had rain, some did not. I hope you're taking care because I think you might be, Anne, I think you might be in one of those areas of the country that is experiencing quite extreme weather, I think. Yes, possibly. Hi, Dana. Hi there. So good to see everyone. So I'm so glad it looks like this time a Monday night does work for more people. They're not at work. Maybe you've already had your dinner, your supper, and now you're ready to see what's online or who's online, right? To connect. So I am going to share the content in just a moment with the full moon coming up on the 11th in just a couple of days. We'll talk a little bit about the full moon energies, and then we'll talk about maybe some psychic stuff, and I will answer some of your questions. And Anne said mostly just cool and rainy. Okay, not too bad. A good day to kind of hunker down, and with that type of weather, I like to read a little bit, maybe take a little bit of a nap, just kind of chill out and decompress. I like to do that on those days. Awesome. So I see more friends on Instagram as well. So it all looks good. So on Instagram, I am unable to share the link, although I will share it anyway in the comments. And yeesh, what? No, that's not the link. Hold on here. That's the key for that. So I'm going to share, let me copy that. I'm going to share the link for the blog, which is on the Mystical Moon Store page, the mysticalmoonstore.com. And you can read about the upcoming moon, full moon in Sagittarius on June 11th, where we always can feel the energies of with the cosmic influences. Yeah, so I think it really is. I know it's very helpful for myself, especially to kind of just like check in to see what's going on, and to ride those waves of energy that are surrounding us, that are vibrating at this time, to align, to bring in energy, shift energy, enhance energy, thoughts, and there are definitely different themes that are going on. Hi, Debbie. Good to see you. So how is everybody doing? Everybody doing okay? Hanging in there a little bit? Hanging in there? I'll tell you what. So I am in Southwest Florida. The traffic's been really weird. Like either it's super congested or nobody's on the road. I would say this. I've noticed within the last week kind of is like a ghost town on the roads a little bit. I know some people go on vacation, they kids finish school, or in the beginning of the summer, they go on vacation, but it's been kind of different these days. I will say that. And I did want to mention, because I had Spirit reminded me the other day that I did record some thoughts, some predictions, and this was on February 20th, and where I wanted to share some messages because so many people were feeling anxiety and they were really worried about how things are going to fall into place. And so, and I shared even more so in private sessions with clients, but I definitely was seeing in May and into the second, third week of June that there's like we're reaching the peak of some changes, and we're kind of all in, like, as a collective, in a tower card moment. So just know that. And so what helps me when I am feeling some of the unsettledness, and I definitely have been feeling that quite a bit, and I'm sure that all of you, most of you, have felt that yourselves, just like, I don't know why I'm feeling restless. I might not be sleeping, which could be an impact with the full moon, or it just is that you're feeling like there's some rumbling under the surface that's taking place. So for myself, I smudge a lot, right? So here's my sage. I smudge a lot, right? So I'm even feeling like, let's do a little more of a cosmic smudge. I had it going before and it didn't want to go out, so I thought I will take it. Anybody else notice that their sage is burning quite a bit? Like, there's been a lot of smoke. It just is helping to shift and clear. So I'll just light my sage and just kind of allow the sacred smoke to cleanse my mind, my body, my spirit. And as I take that intentional moment to smudge, it centers me. It's that reminder to be in the present moment, to not allow my mind, my thoughts, my ego to go crazy over here with what is this, to settle in and to tune into my higher self. So very helpful to take that moment, whether you use sage, you light a candle, use Palo Santo, you take a moment, get some fresh air. That sacred pause is a really great way to stop, pause, and bring yourself into the present moment and just kind of do some inner inventory with what's going on with my thoughts, what's happening here, what's taking place. Do I need to take a moment? Do I need some water? Do I need a snack? Am I hangry? Do I need to do, maybe do some cord cuttings on my energy field, right? That sacred pause helps us to stop, to pause, and then I redirect myself with something like meditation. I'll put on maybe like Spotify or YouTube meditation, where guided meditation sometimes those solfeggio tones that can help me with recalibrating my mind, my body, my spirit, my chakras, grounding, and kind of fluff off all this other stuff that maybe I had picked up, like, because we are magnets of energy, and we definitely collect whatever is out there, right? And it could be somebody else's stress, it could be something from the past that's kind of like trying to make its way back in, right? So that sacred pause, to stop, to pause, to ground, to cleanse, to clear, to shift your thoughts, to be proactive with where you're channeling your energy. We don't need to help amplify our fears. Sometimes fears, they're reasonable, right? And sometimes it's a cosmic, hey, heads up, you might want to be aware of this. Hey, this is coming in a few times. And so my rule of thumb when that happens is to have it come in threes. So I have an agreement with my higher self that, hey, when things start to go a little bit wonky, and if I'm supposed to really settle in and observe more so with some more seriousness, some thoughts, some feelings, give it to me in threes. I'll take it three times, three different ways that they are unmistakably a sacred pause, stop, look at this. So I hope that helps a little bit for you or with you, to help you with recalibrating and just taking a moment to like gather yourself up before you kind of get all fragmented and then you're all over the place, which is easy. It's easy to have take place. So how is everybody doing? So I know I'm talking here a lot, and so I'm just curious, everybody kind of feeling a little bit of that, and have you taken that sacred pause, that time out to tend to yourself? And I see there's Donna. Hi, Donna. It's 1 o'clock in Hawaii. I bet you this is a better time frame for you. How's the weather in Hawaii, by the way? How is it? Lovely, maybe? In between? So in the meantime, while I wait to see, because I know there's a little bit of a delay, I did want to share for those people who are local and who were interested in taking a psyche development more kind of in intensive, kind of the basics for foundation, that I will be teaching a workshop at Fusion Yoga and Wellness on Saturday, June 14th from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. It's a 3-hour class. We're going to have a great time. I love teaching. I love connecting with people, and I love talking about trusting your intuition and developing skills and helping people embrace their own gifts. So sharing some information. So it, as I mentioned, it's from 1 to 4 at Fusion Yoga and Wellness. You could contact Fusion if you're interested, because they're taking care of all that stuff. So I just point people in that direction. So let's see, I'm going to stop and take a moment and read some of my comments. So Donna says, I'm pausing at the ice cream store right now. Awesome. Oh my goodness. Well, enjoy. Okay, so well, I guess everybody's kind of doing okay. So let me talk. I want to share a little bit about this full moon coming up, which is the full strawberry moon in Sagittarius. So as I mentioned, I shared the link to the blog where this is the information that I will be referring to. And it is on the mysticalmoonstore.com under the blog section. So you come to the front page, the home page, and then you'll go a little bit to the right and you'll see the different tabs. It's between Mystic Library and podcast. So the blog. So this full strawberry moon in Sagittarius will be taking place on June 11th. And it's an invitation to expand, release, and step boldly into truth. Oof. That's kind of like an interesting word, isn't it? Right? Truth. What is truth? And so I am going to invite you all of you to think about that. What is truth? What is your truth? Your truth may be different than what someone else's truth. And so I would say, I can fine tune a little bit more. So this moon is going to help you with aligning with your truth and what feels right, what looks right, and what is aligned with your value system and your integrity and your experiences, right? Now, can our truth change? Well, possibly, right? Based upon our perspective, our consciousness, and our experiences, your truth may change a little bit. And what is the difference between, and you can think about this, everyone, what is the difference between a truth and a belief system? It's a great question. Great question. I don't know the answer. It just kind of popped in. But what is the difference between a truth and a belief system? Based upon our belief system, we create truths, right? Like this is the way it is. And then you have some life experience, and then you start to say, hey, wait a minute. Maybe my belief system was really limited based upon my ego wanting to hijack things and my ego not wanting to change. And I'm comfortable sometimes with this belief system, but then experiences come in and the soul, the higher self, the soul decides maybe this belief system isn't serving you anymore. Maybe it's not suiting you anymore. So let's shift and change it up. So that's an interesting thing, isn't it? Right? So what is the difference? So I'm going to see if anybody has any thoughts on that. And I see Tracy has a comment. Yes, I have really noticed the birds this last week. I feel love. They're showing me to go above and look at things from a higher perspective instead of seeing things from so close. I love that because they are that reminder to look, there's a lot more going on than what you see here from your viewpoint, right? Yeah. Anybody have any thoughts about belief systems and truths? So that is what this moon is doing. And a lot of things are taking place. And I do think that's the experiences are like kind of shout to get some of the, that's a great analogy now that I think about it. Because say something is a stain, but it's not a permanent stain, and you get some shout, which could be your experiences, and the soul says, get the shout. The higher self says, time for the shout. They're ready to change their perspective, and the stain, which could be your old belief system, is ready through the shout, which are woven experiences of consciousness, to help you with moving out of that, and some of those old beliefs kind of dissolve away based upon your experience and what is coming to you in your outside world and in your inner world. That's a great analogy to think about that. So that is what I see happening currently. That is where we are at. Interesting, is it not? And sometimes, it could be very humbling when we're so sure something is this, and then here comes that choke, and then slowly it's dissolving to, maybe there's a different way. So I invite all of you, and myself included, let's all just try not to be so locked into one point of view, one vision of the world, one way of seeing things. Let's be open to other perspectives. Maybe I don't know all. Maybe this is, not what I thought it was, right? So let's try to be open to that and try not to be so locked into just having this tunnel vision. There's a whole big, galaxy out there. There are many different ways to see things and to perceive things. There's not just one way or two ways. Okay. The next thing is, let's see. So I'm going to take a look here. And I see some comments. So my friend number one Queen Ruler says, truth is my body. My body will always need some extra care, but my future self is aligned as well. My feeling is I'll always have this issue. Right? So let's see if we can shift it a little bit, right? Let's see if we can shift that just a little bit. What I would suggest maybe doing, and this is for all of us because we all have, belief systems that we're like, this is the way it is, that asking, putting it out there, asking with the intention to be aligned with the knowingness, the synchronicity, the events, the alignment from spirit to help me with moving into a healthier perspective, and that I will be open to the synchronicities and the connections that come in with me and show me the path, the way. So just be open, ask spirit to help you to move out of this limiting belief system. That may help a little bit. And that'll be hard. Yeah, sometimes we think, oh, this is going to be so difficult doing this. And you know what? It doesn't always have to be, does it? Right. All right. So I'm going to go back to my blog here and some of the content. So on June at 3:43 a.m. Eastern time, the full moon in Sagittarius reaches its peak. So that means that the day before, the day of, and the day after the full moon, that we will be feeling these energies. And sometimes some people are really, really sensitive and we feel it way ahead of time. And yes, there are different moons, full moons and new moons that can have different impacts, like a stronger impact on us and with us. So it will cast a radiant glow over the night sky. So it's not just any full moon, it's the strawberry moon, which was named that by the indigenous communities to mark the ripening of fruit and the season of sweet abundance. Spiritually, this moon brings a similar theme of the ripening insight, the sweetness of truth, and the readiness to release anything that keeps us small. Sagittarius is the sign of the philosopher, the truth seeker, and adventurer. It guides us to reconnect with our inner wisdom and boldly walk toward our authentic path. With the moon at 20 degrees, 38 of Sagittarius, we are reminded to let go. So this is in the later part of the astrology. We are reminded to let go of limiting beliefs, outdated stories, and anything that no longer resonates with our soul's evolution. Again, let's not lock into a specific belief system. Let's all be flexible and say, and watch our wording and watch our stance and our opinion. Like sometimes it's like, no, that's the way it is. It doesn't have to be that way. We could say, okay, well, I made a promise to myself to be open and to see, to be flexible and to maybe see other points of view, right? So let me see rather with that, rather than being at an unwavering stance. Let me just see if there are any comments or questions. Everybody's all good? Yeah, good. All right. Whoop, I got all these tabs. There we go. So with this full moon energy, what we're feeling. So under this expansive Sagittarius moon, you may experience a craving for freedom and truth, sudden realizations or breakthroughs in perspective, a desire to explore new paths, physically, mentally, or spiritually, restlessness or wanderlust, a call to release limiting beliefs or inherited patterns. This lunation is especially powerful for those planets in the late degrees of mutable signs, Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Pisces. If you fall into that category, don't be surprised if a personal shift or aha moment arises. So you're not just limited to Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Pisces, but just know that it really is going to kind of touch upon those signs. So there are some suggested crystals to work with. Lapis lazuli for accessing higher wisdom and speaking your truth. It's blue, so blue stones definitely help us with communication. Clear quartz to amplify your intentions and clarify your vision. Sodalite supports honest communication and deeper understanding. Honest communication with yourself and with others. Big one. Amethyst offers spiritual protection while you expand your consciousness, meaning to help you expand without a lot of other influence that maybe your ego trying to hijack what's going on. And so when I say working with the crystals, you can carry them, you can wear them, you can strategically place them in different places around you to help to support you. So some of the recommended herbs and oils are mugwort for dream work and activating intuition, excellent for moon rituals. Sage and cedar smudge sticks to clear away old energy before your ritual. Sun's Eye Sagittarius oil for tuning into the fiery expansion of this lunation. I do not carry that at the store yet, but that's a great oil to work with, a Sagittarius oil. Frankincense resin for meditation and connecting to your inner truth. Again, that truth. What is my truth? What is my truth at this time? And I will say this, when we are not in our truth or aligning or experiencing life according to our truths and our belief system, like the soul truth, the body's going to show us. The body's going to show us that your emotions are going to show you. You're going to get grumpy and feel out of sorts. You will know. This whole vessel, the mind, the body, spirit, will tell you when you're off course. And so with these herbs and oils, you can burn them, you can use them in a diffuser, some of them you can wear, some of them you could put in a pretty bowl and remind you of them, like of their energy. You can even create a simmer pot. I'm going to take a moment, see if there are any comments here. All right, so I see a couple comments. So Lisa says, yay, mystical moon and fusion yoga, double dose of healing and love. I thank you. I adore Gina, and I have gotten to know Jen so well, who runs Fusion for, she's the manager over there. So they are lovely people, always have a special place in my heart. So I see a question about how can I tap more into my visioning and of my future self, more subtle shifts in what I'm doing or collapsing time. Meditation, going within, listening and being aware and consciously aware of the inner dialogue of what's taking place here, setting that intention to align more so with your future self or your present self, which then will create that vibration and alignment. Let's see this as energy and aligning, right? So fine tuning and polishing up our vibration, our vessel, our consciousness, which is meditation, observing what is coming up within our thoughts, the self-sabotage, eating cleaner foods, drinking more water, getting more rest, working with those cord cuttings and keeping your energy field clear, intentionally placing yourself in environments that will raise your vibration with like-mindedness, healthier vibrations with intention, and also leaning into your joy. What brings you joy? What brings you happiness? Again, that's going to raise your vibration. So that might help a little bit. Working with crystals and herbs, that can help too. But it will look a little bit different for everyone. But meditation, going within, tending to, like I said, tending to your body. If you work with energy work like Reiki, do those hand positions on the body, right? You are already doing it. You are already doing it. Shutting out the outside world and going inwards, that is what is going to help to support you on your journey. Okay, so just even asking and recognizing that I am not aligned where I know I could be, right? That is the first step. Awesome. So I hope that helped a little bit, my friend. And Anne says, I've had trouble sleeping lately, waking up multiple times and not easily able to fall asleep again. Full moon could be. Yep, and I lightly touched upon that in my intro. Yeah, absolutely. That could be part of it too, right? The full moon energy. Maybe too much caffeine. Like there are foods that have caffeine in them too, like apples. Let me just tune in for a second. And so I do think that with this full moon being in Sagittarius, which is a fire sign, so it's giving you a little bit more of that. It's like you're a live wire, and it's like you need to be able to focus and ground that energy, like giving yourself something to do to be proactive, an outlet for your energy, an outlet for your creativity. And I'm going to ask you, do you ever, like some people work with coloring books or paint by number? I feel like something like that, or even some people color the mandalas in, like a mandala coloring book. I feel like that is a good channeling of your energy, something like that. And some people like to do jigsaw puzzles. That may help too. I know I'm moving my hands a lot. Sorry about that. Just I've got some energy moving too. So that might help a little bit. And Tyler says, love simmer pots. Yes, I do too. How are you, Tyler? It's been a while since I've seen you. I hope you're doing well, my friend. I'm pretty sure that you are a little bit further away from the Bonita store, but I'm so glad to see you here, my friend. Okay, so I'll just wait a moment to see if there are any comments. And so, what of walking in the bold path of truth will devastate the family if one speaks their truth and tell the facts of what happened? Grumpiness has been a way of lately that I don't like. Yeah, no. The question I'm asking of you then, my friend, is if you speak your truth, is it going to make a difference? Am I going to feel better about it, or are they open to hear it? Is this the right time to do so? Right? Choose your battles with this, because I feel like this may not be the best time to do so, right? So then maybe write down your truth, create a witness, read it, like look at the mirror, create a witness within yourself and call in those, maybe the soul essence energy, the spirit energy of those whom you would like to have that conversation with, and speak to them in a spirit and within your prayers and your intentional spirit, asking that you connect with their higher selves and speak it that way. I'm just feeling it may not be the best time for that. Just feeling, is it going to improve things? Am I going to feel better afterwards? Or they like, so sometimes we speak the truth and people are like, I don't believe you anyway. And they're like, and then you're fighting that. So just, I feel like it may not be the time. You'll know when the segue is there. So Anne says, I am not artsy, but do a jigsaw or two every day. Okay, there you go. I just feel like that may help you with I feel like very meditative for you. And I feel like that's where there is clarity, just some peace, connection coming through. But I felt like there needs to be some type of other act. I do feel like there's another type of action for you to do before at the end of the day. And it is this full moon that is really kicking it up for you, that energy. Maybe channel some of that energy to clean it out of a closet or something. That's what your guides are suggesting. Like clean out that drawer of that closet. Move some energy around. There might be some trapped energy in the drawer, or you might find something you've been looking for. Any difference energy of this season and moon for Leos? Any different energy of this new season and moon for Leos? Well, it's a fire sign, first of all. So we are in with this moon. It's a Sagittarius moon. The influence is a fire sign. And then for Leos, oof, that's what, you know what I'm hearing specifically for you is, to watch your temper, because you got fire and Leo's a fire, and and then I'm going to move on with more of the material, but I do think that you really do need to choose your, like, I feel like your throat chakra is just like, know your audience, and at the end of the day, does it really matter? And they probably already do know the truth, is what I'm hearing too. So let's see if we can get that energy out. And I just feel like with all this fiery energy, and the same for the Leo was like, are you kidding? You don't. And I feel like a lot of this has to do with they don't really know who you are. And maybe they are committed to believing a different version of you than who you are, and how you see yourself, and maybe how others perceive you too. I hope that helped a little. Okay, so let's see how everybody's still doing okay on Instagram. Hey, friends on Instagram. Everybody's pretty quiet on Instagram. Okay, so here's some rituals for you to work with this strawberry moon. A fire releasing ceremony. Write down beliefs, habits, or fears that limit your growth. And this is getting honest with yourself. Safely burn the paper under the moonlight, saying, I release what no longer serves me. I walk forward in truth and freedom. Have work with a truth-telling candle ritual. And I always say, when you're looking for the truth, be sure to put in the, like a little addendum that the truth, that if I am not seeing things clearly, I ask that the truth come to me in a way that's clear, with integrity and honesty, and with grace and with love, right? Because it could be like, there's the truth, and it could rock your world, and it could be very difficult. So with the truth-telling candle, you can light a white or purple candle. Hold your chosen crystal and speak your truth out loud. I honor the truth, who I am. I align with my soul's calling. You could do that, right? You could do a moon bath, bathing with intention. Sit or lie under the moonlight with your crystals nearby. Let your thoughts drift and ask, where am I being called to expand? Oh my gosh, that's a big one, right? A lot of people are like, I know what, there's something else for me and I don't know what it is. Asking spirit to help you with seeing more clearly and to be in aligned with where you're being called to expand and grow. Something that's always great to have your journals, to write down some things for yourself. You can, I think writing it down does help. I mean, you could ponder it and not write your answer, but it's cool to see what pops up. And then when you go revisit it, it's like, oh yeah, wow, there were clues right there. Or wow, that's not where I ended up. So what belief or story have I outgrown? Where in my life do I feel called to take a leap of faith? What truth within me is ready to be spoken or expressed? Is my audience ready for it? How can I honor my authenticity more deeply this month? And the strawberry moon in Sagittarius is ripe with possibility. It's a time to free yourself from outdated limitations and step into your personal power. Let this moon illuminate the way as you say yes to your purpose, your truth, and the uncharted path ahead. So I hope that this makes a little bit of sense of what you've been feeling and the influences that you've been experiencing these days. So as I was reading that, I was hearing a message from spirit coming through. about being the change in the world. So there are so many different things that are taking place in the US and other parts of the world. And a lot of us feel like our hands are tied, right? Our hands are tied. What can I do? What can I do? And some people are putting their faith and trust in other people to, make it all happen. I know it's really important that we take the responsibility for our lives and not play the blame game or have our happiness or joy or the potential be placed upon another person or situation. So the asking and the going within and inquiring with ourselves, what can I do to be the most authentic version of myself? What can I do to be proactive? Am I falling into victimhood? Am I placing the blame elsewhere? What am I doing? What can I do to be the best Laurie that I can? Well, I know that sometimes going into my sacred space here at home is the best thing I can do to gather my thoughts, to shake off just whatever has been running through my mind. Maybe it was there was a lot of traffic. Maybe somebody cut me off, whatever. Maybe I'm just like looping with old thoughts that don't serve me. I know for me, spending time in my space here, lighting a candle, smudging, putting on some music, journaling, opening up a book that I love to a certain passage or quote can help me, right? So, and then I start thinking about what can I do if I'm frustrated with this situation? What can I do? And I ask myself, am I truly living in alignment to my full potential? Am I aligned with what I know I am capable of? Am I playing small? Am I tired? Am I hangry? Do I need more water? Do I need some fresh air, right? Do I need an attitude adjustment? Do I need a cord cutting, right? So I start going through all these things and I ask myself, am I truly living to the best of within the potential to be the best version of myself in this moment, right? Oftentimes it's like, yes, no, or it's because of this, or it's because of that. Well, we can make slight adjustments and then we can really look at longer term adjustments, right? If I'm not happy with how this is, like say if you're in a job and you're not happy with that job, okay, well, I'm not happy with this job, but it's my job. I'm getting paid for it. How can I show up within my job? And if I'm not happy, what steps am I taking to energetically be in alignment with a job that more suits my energy and my path and my purpose? Let's just see. Or am I in that in between space, right? Do I need to would I be better off making the best of things right now and just trying to, rather than complaining? And then do I need to take some classes or courses to get a different license so that I can align and channel my energy for the future to be aligned with potential and opportunity? So, yes. So there are a lot of things that we can do when we feel powerless and when looking to someone else to fix it, to take care of it, to blame them, to put all of our happiness on them doesn't serve us, because we all have our individual paths as well. Yes. All right. So, that's my TED Talk. No, just kidding. So I am going to open the floor for questions, the space for questions. I am going to be on here till 8 o'clock. So if you're on Instagram watching, if you are on YouTube, the Facebook pages, type in your question if you have a psychic question, and I will get to as many as I can within this time frame. All right, let's see what we've got. And so I am going to be working with the deck I usually work with at home, and that's the Light Seers Tarot by Chris Ann. Just love this deck. I almost feel like there's another deck that's also calling to me. I was, when on my way home, I was thinking, oh, I should work with the Crow deck, but I think I brought my Crow deck to the shop. I'm just looking around. I have so many different decks. No, nothing in there is calling to me. All right. So, comments. See, Robin has a question. You're welcome. Anne says, wow, thanks for all that. You're very welcome. And kindness tech Ask, I am aware you mentioned white or purple candle for fire release ceremony. What if it's a green color? Because someone mentioned green is the color for Wednesday. Then go with green, right? So you can always switch these up, my friend. So green, go for green. Green, go for green. I would work with the green for the heart chakra. Not just like some people say Wednesday money, but also think about communication coming from the heart, truth, honesty, and bring in that heart chakra energy. And healing. Green is also healing too. So yes, you can swap it out. Okay. All right. So just reading some of the comments. So you're welcome, Maggie. Maggie Mick. So see, while I'm on Instagram here, Maggie's question is, a past connection recently reached out. Are his intentions aligned with my higher self? Great question. So what I'm going to do is pull a card for you. Let's see. I was going to say, and it's a, so we have the, interesting card. So I did get, well, intentions, your higher self. Well, your higher self wants to experience different things. And so your higher self gave you a little bit of like a warning, or even felt like a little pullback. So this is the Fool card reversing. Let's be what that is. How great that they reached out, they thought of you, they still care about you, you are still in their thoughts and in their heart. But I don't believe this is the wisest decision at this time for you. It's not that you would be going backwards. It just felt might be a waste of time. or just, you might find yourself saying, why did I do that? So most likely his intentions, how he lives his life, are not aligned to where you're at. Doesn't make it bad, wrong. It's just different, right? So he's not the best aligned partner for you right now. Okay. I don't even know if you could really even be friends with this person. Sometimes it's like, it's hard to be that friend, and I don't want it to be awkward or weird. We could be acquaintances, not friends, I think, because then it's too tempting to get back together. I hope that helped. All right, I'm going to switch over to, oh yeah, I wanted to see if that made sense. Like I said, I know there's a little bit of that delay. Makes complete sense. You're welcome. All right, card flew out. So this is for Robin. Had a question. With your question, Joe, your husband, Joe, that passed, I'm sorry that your husband is on the other side. Does he have any messages for you? So I just saw this card, like the card flew out. So I feel, first of all, he wants you to, so that's kind of like an example of the message too. And I haven't even really looked at the card. I don't even know what the card is yet, but he wants you to stop like trying to do all the things. Like you're feeling scattered. It's okay to say no. It's okay to say not right now. It's okay to slow it down and take care of yourself. I felt like you're just trying, like, I feel like you're really tired and like you're 2 or 3 quarts low on energy, and you're just trying to take care of this, and then you're being pulled in all these directions, and he is encouraging you to just take care of yourself. Sometimes we have to just take a step back or two to just regroup. And I know that many who join me on these lives know I use this term a lot, but I'm really feeling this from Joe, and he's saying you've got decision fatigue. Oh yeah. So Robin, is his father with him on the other side? And did they have like a little bit of tension between the two of them? Because this is the Emperor card reverse. So I feel like a father or father figure is with him. He's with on the other side, and they're trying to work out some things where there was some tension and maybe some miscommunication as well. So he wants you to know this. And so with this message for you too, you don't have to try to control anything. The more that you try to micromanage or overdo it, the messier it's going to be, the more frustrated that you're going to feel, that you will be. And I feel like I want to go to like your joints here. They're showing me like your wrists, your joints. I just feel, oh, I don't know if this is too much computer work, too much repetition of something, but I just feel like, oh, I need a salt bath. Okay, I'm going to wait a moment to see what you have to say. All right, Robin, my friend Robin. And I see that Olympia joined us. Hello, Olympia. Oh my gosh. Hello, it's so good to see you. So there's a woman, I feel like you popping on here just validated. I have been thinking about a woman whom I used to read for years and years and years ago when I first started offering public readings for people, professional readings. And her name was Olympia, and she also was an intuitive, and she also had taught classes. And I was just thinking about her the other day. Maybe it's the anniversary of her passing, but I was just thinking about her. And then you popping on with that name is giving me like I've got a spirit hug. Oh, so glad. And I'm so glad that you're here too. And you said a friend shared the link and she's in tune when I need to hear you. Sending you lots of hugs, Olympia. So I'm just going to wait a moment to see if Robin has a comment. Hopefully you were able to hear the message, Robin. Okay, and so in the meantime, I'm going to go over to hugs. Yes. I'm going to wait before I go over to Instagram. And so if you're watching Instagram, I do want to say this, that because there's a delay, that when I sign off with this platform, with the Restream platform, that it looks like I just went away, right? Like I just got cut off. And I tried to do it where I didn't sign off at Instagram yet, and it didn't work. So I'll give you plenty of notice I'm signing off. So I don't know, Robin, if you heard that message. If not, I'm going to go to Roxanne on Instagram. All right. Going on. I hope that made sense, Robin. Okay. So Roxanne, good to see you. Anything I should be especially aware of right now? Yes, let's see. Yes, ma'am. So you've got the Ace of Wands reversed. Now this is interesting because I was being pulled to your right side. I don't know if I feel like this is a physical thing. Are you feeling off kilter? You know, some people do the infinity loops to balance out the left side of the body, the right side, and then we'll draw infinity loops above and below to connect us. Feels like there's a disconnect. I'm kind of going up here with you. I don't know if it's how you're sitting. I don't know if it's your shoes, how you're sleeping, but this right side, which is your assertive side, that's the sending forward, moving forward, taking control, that masculine side. There's something in this area here. I feel like you're carrying some tension, some stress. It could be how you're sleeping and so on and so forth. But the message from your spirit team is, let's balance some things out with more of that receiving energy and more of that softness. Don't forget, you are a beautiful, giving, loving, nurturing being, and you deserve to be nurtured as well. And then the name and the energy, the consciousness of grace. So I don't know if there's a grace in spirit or a spirit guide. I feel like grace is connecting with you, and I felt this new or more in-depth relationship with a grace and spirit. So either it's a crossover loved one or it's one of your spirit helpers, but it's spirit energy. And I feel her deepening this bond and this connection with you, but it's more of this softer type of energy. Yes, be bold. Yes, continue to be confident. But remember, you can let your hair down and let your jaw soften, let yourself soften more so than being so like this. There's a time and a place for this stance, but there's also a time and a place for breathing into things. So Roxanne says, sorry, I should wear my glasses during these, right? Things. So my right side of my neck and hip have been bothering me for weeks. So let's balance it out. Does the name Grace resonate? If it's not a spirit on the other side, it's a helper, one of your guides, one of your spirit helpers working with you. Her name is Grace, but also she embodies the energy of grace and softness and helping you balance that warrior part of you. Okay. So back to your card too, that Ace of Wands reversed is reminding you don't have to figure everything out. Sometimes we are in that in between and we're just kind of waiting for the answer, for the go ahead, for something else. Move into the energy of grace and know that grace will continue to guide you. No grace in my family, but I love the idea of grace as a spirit guide, and I welcome. Yes, I didn't think that there was someone in spirit. I felt like it was more of one of your helpers. So she will validate that she is with you. She's one of your helpers. And so you'll hear the name Grace. Someone will refer to Grace. You'll see it. You'll read it. It will be all over you. You may even hear the song, like Amazing Grace. So, and I see Roxanne says, I have been very intense lately and need to hear this. You're welcome. And we'll just soften it up a little. Like you might even have to look in the mirror and go, soften the jaw, relax your eyes, and just loosey-goosey, a little loosey-goosey energy. Okay. I might be that Robin signed off. So Robin, if you can catch this later, my friend. Okay, let me see where we're at. All right, next, Tracy had a question. I think I know your sister, right, Tracy? My daughter Sophia wants to know if Sage had a message for her. Is Sage a fur baby? Like I feel like a fur baby. I feel there's a fur baby that is connecting with Sophia these days quite a bit. So I'm going to wait a moment to see if Tracy has a comment around that. I almost felt like a fur baby. I felt like this lovable spirit. Let me just see. I'm going to wait to see Tracy's answer. So while I'm waiting with the delay, I have someone in spirit saying the name Jennifer. I keep hearing Jennifer. So I'm feeling there's someone here has Jennifer who was like mid 30s, and her mid 30s is coming through and saying hello to someone. So I want to see Tracy answer. Yes, Katie is my sister and Sage was her bio mom that passed. So Sophia also has a fur baby around her. So there's a pet. I felt like there is a dog that is popping in, that's around, that really important to let you know that they're there. So Tracy so Sophia, so with your mom, I've got like a lot here. I've got a lot of actually like burning going on in the chest area. So I almost feel like this is either like, when either we have bronchitis, or like some people, like if you take a deep inhale, it like burns the lungs, almost like I've got like shards of glass in my lungs. So does that make sense with for Sage? If not, it would be who she's with, but I've got somebody with like this lung stuff. So anyway, so for Sophia with Sage. I've got this is such an interesting connection. There's something with spiders. You know, like that song, The Itsy Bitsy Spider? There's something with spiders. Spiders are weavers, they're storytellers. And okay, this could reference, Tracy, that someone's been sharing the stories and more of the stories of Sage and her path. And this is what she's saying: keep it fun, keep it real, keep it honest, and just let her know, let my daughter Sophia know that I love her. I love her. So there's also this, like, I've got so much white with her, you know, when, you know what she's showing me? She's showing me a white wolf. There's some type of symbolism with a white wolf as well as one, probably one of Sophia's helpers, but there's also, like, I keep seeing this like white fur, like the aura of it. So I'm going to pass that on to you. But there is the messenger of the white wolf, and that's one of the signs that mom is around. But mom is also talking about the spider and then the storyteller and people sharing her stories. And like she's saying, like, some have a little bit of a filter, but please think. And I think that Sage is also saying, thank you for keeping my memory alive. Okay, so I'm reading the comments. And so she passed from an accidental drug overdose. Yeah, that's what I was feeling. It just is like there was a little bit of burning going on, but she wants her to know that there was a little bit of an adjustment when I transitioned, but I feel like, oh my gosh, I am free. So this is what I do get too, and I hope you don't mind me saying this, that there was there were imbalances, not just from drugs, but from the body chemistry as well. And so who's telling the story? Let me just see what you have to say, Tracy. Her grandfather, Sage's father, is also crossed over, and burning lungs makes sense with him too. I also tried to help her volunteer as a teenager at a wolf sanctuary. Makes sense. So the wolf is still there, that white wolf, and mom is acknowledging she saw that as well. So let her know that she's there. And there's something too with spiders, like the itsy bitsy spider, or someone had a spider tattoo too, which then was woven into the messages and the stories about her. Like she said, keep it fun, keep it interesting, and I'm sorry this was my legacy, is what she's saying. However, the people that are helping you, that are supporting you, are the ones who are supposed to do this as well. Okay? So I hope that helped a little. All right. Yeah, that white wolf was really powerful coming through. You're very welcome. And so there are people sharing her stories, and I feel like there are some similarities, but Sage is saying, oh, my Sophia is so much smarter than I am. She has just like, I don't even know where she came from. She's so much smarter than I am, like the common sense part. But hey, I feel like Sage did have a good sense of humor too. So you're welcome. All right. So I think I had another question here on my Instagram page here. So Micah says, hi, I have a lot of big old things. Wait, I have a lot of big things coming up. Lots of big things coming up. Do you think I am on the right path? This is what I'm hearing, Micah. You're going down your pathway. This is perfect. And then over here, it's like, oh, recalibrate. So yes, you are definitely on the right path. Yes. And then as long as you pivot when you need to pivot. So yes. Ooh, I love this. Heck yeah. You have been through so much. This is the 9 of Wands, right? This is about like, all right, I've done my work. I've got my bruises. I've got my scars. I'm ready though. That is the cool thing about this card. Let me see if I can make it show up a little bit more. So the nine of Wands is where, oh my gosh, I've had my ass kicked, handed to me, but you know what? I earned this place. So yes, you're on the right path and you've earned the position that you're in, like the position, the opportunities that are popping up for you. Just be flexible with pivoting. Know that you will have to pivot here and there. And if you were watching from the beginning, this energy of this full moon is to, and just in general, be open to change, be flexible. Do not lock yourself into one path only. Okay? Okay. Lippy says, I was in tears listening. Aw. So there's something for you there too, Olympia. And Tracy says, we're always talking about her stories and laughing. Yeah, she was a character, but she says, my daughters, she gets smart and common sense. Yes. Is there a son? Does Sophia have a son or something? Because she's just referencing the grandson. So I'm just going to put that out there. All right. And I hope that helped my friend Micah. Okay. And yes, we are past 8. I'm going to go to one more question. And Micah says, oh my God, yep, that spoke to you. Good, 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 good. So congratulations. Congratulations, my friend. Oh, I see Jillian 2 places. I think that's you, Jillian. Okay. So let's see here. Lisa was next. Let's see. Lisa, let's get a message for Lisa. Lisa has, oh, here's another 9, but it's the 9 of Pentacles reversed. So Lisa, the question for you is, with all of the hard work and effort and the things you've accomplished, the question is, are you enjoying them? So if you have worked really hard to treat yourself, whether it's with a new bed, I don't know, or like a new crystal or a new piece of jewelry, or like, have you been treating yourself lately? I feel like that there's this laser focus, which I think it's wise to be practical. However, I think there needs to be more of a reward from your efforts. I don't think you're rewarding yourself enough, and even a pat on the back for everything that you've been doing. And I'm not saying to, drain your bank account. I'm just saying you need to be able to treat yourself a little bit here and there, because then what's the point, right? It could even be that you are treating yourself like for your body, like a nice massage or healing session. It would definitely serve you these days to take care of yourself and acknowledge how hard you have worked. I almost feel like you're doing things for someone else, which maybe you're helping someone else to get on their feet, or, I just felt like you're giving it away a little bit these days. So let's remember to take care of Lisa. Make sure Lisa's needs are taken care of. I feel like there needs to be this reserve. Once you go past this reserve, it's like, nope, I am not able to help you right now, right? So say if it has to do with like your reserve is, like, say, not having, all right, we'll say, let's say you need 2 days off a week. And so that's, say, 8 days in the month. And let's say that you are past your days off, and now we're going on to week 3 without any time to rest. Like, your reserve is like depleted. So we need to be able to recharge our batteries and to take care of yourself. Okay. So try not to give it all away. Try to make sure you're not giving away your life force energy. And where I feel like this is like one situation where I feel like that other person is not even recognizing or appreciating all that you're doing for them. And that's just them. It's not for you to point it out. It just is for you to say, okay, acknowledge that, you know what, I'm going above and beyond, and maybe I need to pull back a little, because I don't know if they acknowledge it or they know that I'm depleted. And nobody's going to know you're depleted except for you, right? You're the one who's going to know, or so. Okay. Oh, you're welcome, my friends. Oh, thank you, Anne. Thank you, Anne. And there's Brittany. I was thinking about Brittany too. Okay, so let me see here. I know we're past 8 o'clock. It's like I'm just getting started. All right. And so I am going to say this. If you are interested in joining me again in the future, feel free to check in, like subscribe to the YouTube page or the Facebook pages, and or also sign up for the newsletters, because I do make an announcement ahead of time when I'm going to go live. So the Mystical Moon newsletter or my newsletter, the Laurie Baracco newsletter. So go to the websites. Okay, so you're welcome, Lisa. I was just wanting to make sure that it resonated for you and with you. And then I see Olympia just wanted a message, and then I'm going to go to Olympia, and then we'll see about Jillian, and then we'll just feel into that. Okay. And so if you're hearing a message from someone else, for someone else, it may resonate for you too, right? It might resonate for you too. Okay. So Olympia. So the reason why your friend told you, hey, maybe you want to just check in and just see this live, it's because here we've got the Nine of Swords. So there's just a lot of going on in here, and I felt like there's conflict. I do feel like there's inner conflict that's taking place. And so your helpers are showing me there's this tug of war between your heart and your mind. Actually, I felt like 3 parties: your heart, your emotional heart, your mind, your thoughts, and your spirit, your higher self. And it's like the heart is saying, no, I can't let this go, or I don't want to let this go, or I don't want to believe it's true, or that's how this is, and I'm really invested in it. And I just see like your mind and your higher self, your spirit saying, just let it go. Like, give it to me. It's like when you've got like a toddler who's holding on to something they're not letting go, or a dog or a puppy, and it's like, no, come on, give it to me. And so great analogy. Your helpers are giving a really beautiful analogy. So as you're not wanting to let it go, that your reasoning part, and then your spirit saying, give it to me, but it's not ripping it out of your hands, because they know that there's so much that's intertwined with this within this phase of your life as you transition into releasing. It could be moving on from a job, a relationship, just not having, it really is about not having the closure and leaving unfinished business. And that's why I felt like it's not being ripped away. It's more like this tug of war, like, come on, I'm trying to help you undo it, like gently undoing your fingers. And the fingers represent the different truths or like core energy cords as well. So know that Spirit's trying to help you, and that you're in a transitional time and place, moving into what's healthier for you. All right, I'm going to see if that makes sense. Hope that resonates. And Olympia, if you would like to do a private reading or group reading, you can contact Amy at the shop. It's or you can email her, amy@themysticalmoon.com. I am booked out until next year. I am booked out until I don't even know. Amy knows my schedule better. Group reading, I don't always do those, but you could definitely reach out to Amy, and she'll be able to assist you. I hope that made some sense, my friend Olympia. It does. Okay. Yeah. Just know that it's not being ripped. It just is gently pulling, so it doesn't rip the tenderness of your heart as you transition and move into another beautiful space for yourself. Okay. Okay. So then I'm scrolling. Jillian had a question, like open to messages. So I do feel like, I'm just grabbing a card, an acknowledgement to some kind of like dental, jaw, something going on here. Is this for you or is this connected with your grandmother? I got right away, and I feel I'm also looking at, so this here also, they're telling me also like this is lymph as well, and fighting something, like fighting like the body being on overload, overstimulated, and just like constantly going, and like a motor going and going and going. So I feel like that is a message from your grandmother. Either she's talking about with her though, the lymph, or this area here, or it has to do with you. So let me see what that says. And then we've got here for you, Jillian, the Two of Cups reversed. So you are definitely in that interesting place where maybe some relationships are phasing out, or you don't feel connected with some of the people in your life, or it's a romantic, like some people that you thought were soulmates, and soulmates are not just romantic. I'm feeling like your sacred inner circle is shifting and changing, and there's the change of your identity too. Like your identity is how you view yourself, how you view the world is changing. Another chapter, another person with a chapter that's closing, and then we're going to go on to book number 2, right? Book 1 of the trilogy was you up until a certain age, and now I just feel like with the life experiences and the projection of where you want to be, the trajectory for you is definitely shifted. And it's in this, it's almost like the lens and the view that you have of the world is different, and how you view yourself, finding, like looking to find your place. And your grandmother's saying this is part of being an adult, is what she's laughing about. It's not funny, but she's saying this is part of being an adult. And when we're in that, this is what she wants me to say, is that when we're in that in-between space, you get to choose who walks with you into the next part of your life. Remember that you don't have to settle. And if someone doesn't see you for who you are, and I feel like there's something about criticism she's saying too. Feels like there's someone who is critiquing you, but there's tough love and there's love because I care, but not intentionally using sharper words. I just feel like this is this person's personality. So does that make sense? Let me see if that made some sense for you. Just feels like there's harsher criticism, and your grandmother wants you to remove yourself from those situations that feel not honoring your the tender who you are. So let me see. Oh, here you are on Instagram. Okay. So I'm not sure about the jaw, maybe just being exhausted from school year ending. Just, yeah, like, so this is like I said, lymph nodes. So I don't know if your immune system is kind of shot right now. It could be you just finished school. You feel a shift in your circle. You just got engaged in December, and you're glad you're moving into a new era. That's right. And grandma would say that. You're welcome. Yeah. So there's you're definitely moving into the next chapter. Congratulations. But it does feel like there's someone who wants to give you advice. And I feel like it's like their perspective is limited. And if you've watched from the beginning, you know, I'm talking about perspective being limited. And that is what I'm seeing. That you don't need to she's saying you don't need to internalize what they're saying. Who is the D? Grandma keeps giving me a D. Someone with a D. Don, Dave, Dan, male D, not dad, because that's different. Don, Dave, Doug. Who is the D? She's referencing a D name, male D name. And you're welcome. Lots of big changes if you just graduated, and then you have dad, well, Danny. Who's Danny? It's not dad, because I would get that's a different, but Danny. Yeah. Not sure yet. Okay. And it could be someone that she's mentioning coming up. Dana. Who's Dana? Or Diana? I can't even see. Dana. Who's Dana? And you're a teacher, okay. Ah, that would be a little bit of Danny is my fiance's brother. I'm not getting that's exactly who that is, unless he just lost someone close to him that I feel like someone else is calling out. So, family friend Dana. I don't know. I think your grandmother's just like, and I feel like I feel like it more would have to do with Danny, but you'll see. I just feel like she's just wanting to. I feel like somebody just lost somebody, or like a pet too. Okay. All right. So your school year is ending, and you're teaching year, right? So school's ending. New potential for getting married, right? The planning of the wedding and all that. All right. I just, I think something else is popping up for you too. So I feel like there's another beginning coming in too. All right. So, my friends, thank you so much for tuning in. I've gone a little bit past 8. I will post when I go live again. It'll be on a Monday night because I know that this works better for everybody and for me too. So it'll be on the Facebook pages or the YouTube page. You'll get the notification of when I go live again. It may not be next Monday. I feel like it might be the one after that. But anyway, sign up for the newsletters as well. It'll be in there, either the Mystical Moon newsletter or my Laurie Baracco newsletter. So I see Julianne has a comment about this moon. Go read the blog. I wrote a blog here. Here is, I think I still have, it's on the mysticalmoonstore.com. Here's the link. It's going to tell you a little bit about it. And you can go back and watch the beginning of this too, okay? All right, my friends, thank you so much for joining me. And yes, some of the messages may resonate for you as well. And just know that this moon is helping us move into our truth. What is my truth? Is my truth limited based upon my belief system? And ask to communicate and to speak your truth with love, with grace, with integrity, in a way that is a smooth integration into your life. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a good one. Bye-bye. All right, Instagram, if you're watching on Instagram, know it's just going to disconnect me. So bye-bye.